Hi, I'm Suzi Dafnis, CEO at the Australian Businesswomen's Network. Welcome to video 2 in the Springboard series. In this 4-part series, I'm sharing the big ideas you can use to springboard into 2015. In video 1, we looked at the big shift towards content marketing and the key principles of the book Epic Content Marketing by Joe Paluzzi. If you missed that video, you can access it here on this page. In video 2, I'll be sharing another of the 4 big springboards we've identified you need to leverage in 2015. They'll help you win more customers, get more out of your marketing efforts, increase your profits and productivity, and get more of the work-life balance you're looking for. If you're like most business owners I talk to in our community, you're probably looking for a way to stop working yourself so hard and start leveraging your time and business. Today's big springboard is all about helping you do just that. It's a topic that's been around for a little while, although it's really come into its own and it's moved from a novel concept into a mainstream must-have. That concept is outsourcing. Now, maybe you've tried outsourcing and not got the results you wanted, or you're not sure where to get started or if you can even afford it. Or maybe, like a lot of business owners, you suffer from what's called the superhero syndrome. Now, the superhero syndrome is where you end up doing everything yourself, wearing many hats: boss, salesperson, copywriter, website developer, and much more. If this is you, you're not alone. It's no wonder, though, so many people give up the dream of starting a business. It's just too much for one person to handle. Here's where outsourcing comes in. Outsourcing is a cost-effective way to get the support you need to finally free you from those tasks and responsibilities that are keeping you stuck on a treadmill. Building a business can be draining. You're working around the clock for long periods of time, and that can lead to burnout, putting your health and your desire to stay in business both at risk. The key to being more successful is not necessarily working harder or longer hours, and it took me a long time to figure that out. Now, one person who knows this all too well is entrepreneur and author and outsourcing expert Chris Ducker. I interviewed Chris just a few months ago, and he told me the story of his 2009 burnout. He'd grown this really successful business. He had 120 staff and he hit the wall really badly. If you've ever thought, I'm no longer running my business is running me, then you'll really appreciate hearing Chris's story. This happens way too often, especially when your business is at a tipping point. For example, you're going through a growth phase or experiencing a high-stress transition phase. Now, Chris was able to turn things around using virtual assistants to get his life back on track and his business as well. And he wrote a great book on the topic. It's called Virtual Freedom. Now, one of the most powerful things Chris shared with me was his 3 lists to freedom exercise, and I want to take you through that now. This one simple process can totally revolutionize your business and completely change the way that you're running your business in 2015. Now, you'll want to grab a pen and a paper for this, and yes, I'm suggesting the old-fashioned pen, paper, and a quiet space. So make 3 columns on your piece of paper. The first step is to make a list of the things you hate doing. So in the first column, write down a list of all the tasks you handle on a day-to-day basis that you really hate, really dislike. In the second column, the things that you struggle with. So don't allow your superhero syndrome, and that's actually Chris's term, to get in the way of reality here. What is it that never seems to flow? What is it that weighs you down? What is making you struggle? Step 3 is to create a list of things you just shouldn't do. So as a business leader, are you doing things that someone else could be doing? Are you wasting time on things that are not building the business? Think long and hard here. I know I can get really caught up in administration, for example, and get really busy and have things that I'm checking off lists, but that's not where my time is best spent, and it's probably where you shouldn't be spending time either. Now, Chris calls these 3 lists the 3 lists of freedom, and they're from his book. Now, this is the priority of tasks you want to get off your plate and delegate to someone else as soon as possible. When I interviewed Chris, he shared a range of really valuable tips for building and managing your outsourced team. You'll see the full interview with Chris in the online learning center on our website. Now, there are a number of other trainings in the Learning Center that also cover topics related to outsourcing and leveraging yourself. Now, I'll let you know about a couple of these. One is the Suitcase Entrepreneur, which is about how you can build a business from anywhere and design a lifestyle you'll want. You'll find that training in the Online Learning Center. We've also presented a training called Outsourcing to Grow Your Business, and people loved it so much we actually presented it twice. You'll find it in our library. Finally, you'll find the Creating a Virtual Team training in the Learning Center too, and this one shows you how to make the most of limited resources in your business. All these trainings are priced at $59, or you can get access to the entire library of 75 trainings as part of our summer school promotion. They're valued at over $4,000 and you'll get them for one small payment of $97. Now, as 2014 was a crazy year and you just didn't get to do the study you wanted to do, this is a chance to catch up during the downtown time over the holiday period. Now, learning is one of the most valuable things that you can do for your business, and I know it's hard to find time, and that's why we created Summer School. You get 30 days of full access. You have flexibility about where and when you dip into the trainings, and you can watch or listen as many times as you like. You can even do it with your team. But we're only keeping this offer open for a limited time. Click the orange button below for full details on how you can access Chris Ducker's Virtual Freedom Training and to learn more about his great book, plus all the other trainings mentioned in the video. And our entire catalog of more than 75 programs is just $97. So go ahead and click the button below to get started, and I'll see you in Summer School.